Hello, 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 everyone. Get this all set. Here we go. Welcome to Money, Sex, and God. It's been a while. We are starting a new series now. There's going to be some incredible people popping on. And today I'm going to have my dear friend Lauren on. Hi. So let me just bring her in for you guys. Yes. Here she The anticipation is so exciting. Hi, guys. I see lots of people coming on. Amazing.
Okay, it worked.
Yay! Here she is. Okay, let me turn
Hello.
you. Hey, let me
Hi,
see.
babe.
I want to turn you so that you look good on the thingy. Hang on.
How does that work?
I don't
Now you're upside down.
know. These are details that I don't do.
Oh my
You're
God, I don't
sideways.
either. Am I? Okay, so should I go this way?
I think go that way because I don't know how to make it go the other way. If anyone who's
Okay.
watching knows how to make it do the split screeny thingy, let us know.
Oh my God. So funny.
All right,
Okay.
let's drop in first. I
Yes.
know you're a shapeshifter, but what
Yes.
blueprint are you feeling the most now today? Which one do
Oh,
you want to feed?
oh my God, that's such a good question. Oh, well, I'm a shapeshifter, so I'm like everything. Yeah.
All right, we can do all of it. That's fine.
Well, no, maybe kinky and then sensual. That's what I'm feeling right now.
All right, can I give you some kinky dark energy first? Do you want to receive it?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hey, babe.
Hi, thanks.
Move into some sensual.
Sure.
Okay. You can just massage yourself, whatever feels good for your
Mm-hmm.
body. And if you're watching, you're welcome to do this with us.
Mm-hmm.
You get to take all the time. We don't have to
Yes.
speed up.
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
That's better.
So good.
Hi,
Yeah.
babe.
Hi, I love you.
I love you. It's so good to see you.
It's really good to see you
So
too.
let me just address the people watching, let them know why
Yes.
this is such a big deal. Lauren, I fell in love with Lauren Harkness the second I met her.
Oh,
Um,
ditto.
Ditto. It was so clean and clear and easy.
Totally.
Lauren and I have been wanting to work together and do stuff together since we met. And we could never really, because we create such huge lives. We weren't sure what we were going to do.
Yeah.
Um, and then we realized that both of us are quite brilliant at creating and manifesting what we want without having to really do much of anything. Um, Lauren's even more of a pro than I am, actually. I'm pretty obsessed with how she does this. So
Oh.
I know so much of my audience is going to be really excited about this because it's a ton of women, some men that want to live the life that you lead and that I
Mm-hmm.
get to lead. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so easy. And that's what I want to
Mm-hmm.
show people. So my first question to you, love, is like, was it always like this for you?
No, it wasn't. I mean,
Can you tell us if we don't talk about the past much because we're so present, but
yeah.
I'm curious. I think the story would be interesting for people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would say yes and no is the answer to the question. Like, I've always been a magical being, but I didn't know how to harness it or consciously utilize it until I started discovering the power of my pussy and desire and how potent it
Mm.
is to be like engaged in the magic of that longing or the ache, you know, and the desire that then sets in motion the creation of the thing. And it's always kind of a crapshoot because you can't will yourself to God a perfect outcome. Like usually it's different than what you imagine it to be, but it's most of the time even better. So I would say, like, when I discovered Mama Gina and the more potent personal growth paths that I've studied, you know, Tantra, BDSM,
Yeah.
orgasmic meditation, all of those things started to open within me these kind of magical portals that were already there, I would say.
And when you see a woman who's struggling with creating this life with ease the way that you have,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
what's something that you'd want to get her into or move her into in order to make it easier for her?
Oh, that's yeah, you're a great interviewer.
just
Thank you. You
fuck
asked
it.
wonderful questions. um, I would say it's that what is so often missing is this deep embodied feminine essence and energy of it's sexuality, but it's not that.
Right.
It's like a deep feeling sense in your body, tapping into your intuition, your emotions, your feelings, sensation, and the ease comes from being in that flow state and then taking action with your masculine when you hear the little blips. And I think we're so conditioned to dismiss those weird intuitive hits where you're like, I don't know why, but my body is telling me I need to go find some peach ice cream today, you know? And you're like, no, I have work to do. I'm not going to get peach ice cream, you know?
I
But if
love
you act,
when you and I hang out together. We're like, let's go get some blueberries. Why are we working? Do you want to make out?
totally,
That's Lauren and I.
totally.
We're like, this is what we want to do.
Totally, totally. But
And
it's
that's
like,
it.
it is, and
Yeah.
we don't know who we're going to meet when we go on our adventure to find peach ice cream. And
Right.
so the magic comes from all the synchronicities that line up when we follow those intuitive hits. That's what
Yes.
I would say to people. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. I've found the same thing in my own life. This just
Really?
ability. Yeah. Just to
Yeah.
navigate, like when your body feels a thing and then you're like, really, body? And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
body. And then poof, magic. Right.
Totally.
So there's no more
Yeah.
having to do anything, which feels so good,
Yeah. Totally.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
What about like, and how do you cultivate that in your daily life? What are some things that you do to make sure that intuition is like solid?
Ah, oh, well, I self pleasure a lot.
Uh-huh. Lots of
That's kind of,
orgasms, guys.
yeah, yeah, lots of orgasms help your barometer be very accurate.
Yes.
And then I honestly, I have a 2 hour morning practice.
Yeah.
Like, I take a lot of time at the beginning of my day, and I have a whole list of things that I like to do, and I kind of pick and choose each day from them. Like, you know, I definitely sit and meditate. I do my breathing practices, my tantric breathing practices. Sometimes I self pleasure. Sometimes I bathe. I'm always drinking
Mm.
coffee, getting
Mm.
on the internet or reading a book, you know, flipping open to a page with my left hand to
Mm-hmm.
find some intuitive wisdom. And so I really take a lot of time to get myself in my center,
Yeah. Yeah.
movement practice,
Yeah.
dancing.
And this feels so important to me,
Yeah.
especially for people that are in open or poly relationships, right?
Yeah.
Because there's something that I see, a pattern that I see is that people aren't centering. They're getting the
Mm-hmm.
orgasms,
Yeah.
right? They're getting the sex. They're like
Yeah.
maybe people watching are having that. But how much are you really diving into your own energy, your own
Yeah.
body, so that
Mm-hmm.
you're filling yourself up,
Completely.
right?
Yep.
So,
Totally. I share this with all of my clients too, and a lot of
yeah,
couples too. Like, you know, and Guy and I teach your connection to yourself is primary, and our solo practice is like the
the
foundation for any
foundations.
connection for
Yep.
anything.
Yep. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And then that solar practice then guides how you get to be with your
Completely.
partner and how you are in life, right? As
Yep.
well. So what's some of the magic that's come down to you, just to give people an idea of what's possible? Like what, can you tell us some magical stories?
Sure.
Some orgasmic solo pleasure, and then poof, look what happens stories.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What's coming to me is an embarrassing story. Well, it's like a little TMI.
Oh, please do it. We want it. You guys give her hearts. Give her hearts so she can tell it. Let her know that we want to hear it.
I hope my mom is not watching. So I have to say about that.
I tend to definitely get people like a little uncomfortable. So thank you for going there.
It's good. It's good. I do the same thing.
You're the same person. That's fine.
Yeah, I know. Oh, we should tell everyone we're both Pisces with Gemini rising. Like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Birthdays together every year.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. So when I first met you, you notice I'm digressing, and
I do, but I'm gonna let you do that. It's totally cool.
Yeah. When we first met each other, we're like, oh, we are the same person. Like, we have the same mannerisms and the same habits. It's really funny.
Yeah. I love us.
I love us too. Yeah. Okay. So the one that comes to mind is. So I have this lover, and we role play. And so he gave me like a set of instructions. He texted to me, and I was like, okay, wear this, do this, whatever. So
you just can feel your energy. It's exciting.
I know. It's so embarrassing. So he came over, and then we had anal sex, and then he left, and I was like, what? And I was so mad. I was like, hey, like, what? Hello, rest of my body. So I texted him, and I was so angry. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. And then the next day I made $5,000. And I was like, okay. Like, unexpected client just like signed a $5,000 package. So
Yep.
I was like, okay, first chakra, money.
Yep.
And so I had to text him and be like, never mind.
Yep. I say this in almost every single live that I do, that if you are struggling with money creation, make sure that your anal stuff is open, connected to your heart, connected to your throat. If there's any part of that that's blocked, like, you can't receive and hold money, you can't bring it in. Like, whenever I need to make a little more money, let's say like I'm booked a trip to Hawaii or something, I'll just go do anal self-pleasure for a few hours, and then like
totally
and it's like boom.
Completely. It happens every time,
every single like clockwork, like every single time. And when with money, right? Because you and I love this money creation story, which a lot of people in the spiritual community, which is most of my people, have some money stuff. And, you know, I always say, for me, and I'm curious what you'd add to this.
Yeah.
For me, whenever money, I mean, money's just a fun game now at this point. But
it is a fun game.
But back when it wasn't a fun game, I remember that. Back when it wasn't a fun game, money, whenever I would get freaked out or nervous or scared or tense, I would turn off everything, my computer, my phone, everything, and I would just lie around, cry, rage, scream, orgasm, feel until I got to the state of nothingness. Right? And then every single time that happened, money would flow in. And the more we can stay in, like, now I'm just constantly in that. So the more we can stay in that, it just, right?
Completely.
Do you have anything to add to that, or?
Yeah, I will say that's exactly it, because I teach in my Sensual Alchemy class, like, the marrying of pleasure and pain is the key to transmuting things. So it's like, yes, embody all those survival fears, all the anger, all the sadness, all the, like, for me, it was when I first started my business, it was like, oh, starving artist mentality. Like, I can't actually be successful and in integrity in my art when I was making jewelry. And so I had to, like, actually be present with all of that. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to put that to the side and, like, do all the things I know how to do to make money, because that never works. It's like, okay, I'm going to self-pleasure and feel how fucking scared I am. Like, oh, holy shit, I have to take care of myself. Like, those are scary things. And so when you marry the pleasure and the pain, you add the pleasure to the pain. It's the energy that transmutes all of those fears into potential power for creating with.
Yeah, and just to, like, drop it on the metaphysical, because why not? when
Yeah.
we've got that dual structure of pain
Yeah.
pleasure, the way to
Yeah.
create truth, nothingness, universal alignment is to
Yeah.
take the duality and make it non-dual.
Yeah.
So that happens through feeling
Yeah.
fully. It's I love, like, I was thinking about this the other day, like having sex with a woman who's fully sexually expressed, like she's gonna be screaming at you. She's gonna she's
Totally.
gonna stop you and be like, hold me right here, hold, don't move. Like, and then like she'll be like, hug me, and then she'll orgasm, and then she'll, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a full woman.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's sweet, soft, gentle, but usually we have to dig into some of the other places first before we can get to the sweet, soft, gentle, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, women are so rich. We're like Mother Nature. Like, it'd be so boring if it was always sweet, soft, and gentle.
Yeah. No, we are the tornado. We are the sun. We are all
Yeah,
of it all at once.
all of it.
Someone had a
Completely.
question for you. Can I give you the
Wow.
question?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Look how much Lauren loves receiving too. Just
I
want to
do.
get that you're like, oh, a question for me, a gift. So
It's true.
this question is from Stacy. She says, "Can you talk a little more about a good way to begin anal self-pleasure for money manifestation?"
Yes, absolutely. Excellent question.
And as
Thank
someone
you.
echoed that, they were like, "I want to
Oh,
know more." So this
okay.
is a big one.
Okay, amazing. So you can go online and find the little tiny gemstone butt plugs. Those are my favorite
Yes.
because I like natural materials. So
Yes.
gemstone or glass is my preference. And what I would do is I would put that in and write down a list of all the things you want to create. Then write down a list of all the fears you have and spend some time doing embodiment practice. So maybe if you have a lot of fear and you need to transmute that, like put on some angry music, like,
Yes.
beat the couch, with the bat, or do whatever it is until you feel like that release of like, oh, I had that good cry, or oh, I screamed until I had no more screams.
Mm-hmm.
Then go start to add the pleasure to the pain. So you have this butt plug in, you can stimulate yourself. If you have an Enjoy wand, you can use that to stimulate your G-spot through your anal wall.
Yes.
If you're a woman, if you're a man,
I can show them what
prostate.
it's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have mine with me at all the time.
It's the curved
The
wand.
curved
Yeah.
stainless one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that one. So activating the hypogastric nerve through the anal cavity, the G-spot through the pelvic floor is the pelvic nerve. And then if you're stroking your clitoris, 2 at the same time, you've got 3 nerve pathways. Then if you make sound, then you've got the vagus nerve. So you got all 4 nerve pathways going. That's a whole lot of energy and electricity through your system. So you can think about the number you want. You could say it out loud. You could just say money, 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 money as you're coming. Like, all of that will add energy to your money manifestation.
Yeah.
And then I would say, after you do this, and do this like every day for like a week, and then every single penny you see on the street, pick up and say, thank you, God, I'm rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich. And every little tiny money flow in, you have to just shower the universe with gratitude. Like, I'm rich. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So that would be
Uh-huh.
just a little tip.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I did when I made my first 6 figures. I would
Mm-hmm.
anally orgasm every single day for a month, and then
Mm-hmm.
made my first 6-figure month. That was how I did it. It's great. I'm like, oh, I should do that again. But and this is coming from, at least in my, I grew up lower middle class. I have
Mm-hmm.
major money stories around like money. Not, I used to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was so much. You can go the personal development route and like go and learn about it and blah, 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 or you can just use the intelligence of your own natural body and how incredible it already knows how to manifest, right?
It's so true. It's
Yeah.
so true. Yeah, and same. I started my first business in 2007. I had $10,000, and then I ran out of money really fast, and I had to fucking figure it out. And thank God it was 2009, and no one was hiring, so I couldn't get a job. I probably would have gone back to working for someone else, but no one was hiring, and so I had to figure it out. And I spent the first year or two like in total survival fear. And I used orgasm a lot
Yeah.
to help me.
Yeah.
Because after you come, you have a whole different outlook and perspective.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if you're trying to avoid what you're feeling, it's just gonna perpetuate what you're feeling. And if you bring the feeling into your orgasmic activity, it's gonna start to shift.
And this is just, I love that, Lauren. There's a
Yeah.
distinction for people that are struggling with orgasm.
Yeah.
I always invite my clients and people that watch me to expand your definition of orgasm.
Completely.
Right? So,
thank you for saying that.
We
Yeah.
don't mean like do poof. We don't mean
No.
that.
No.
What do we mean,
No.
Lauren? Tell them.
Okay, I teach something called peaking. It's the state. It's riding the waves of orgasm. I think orgasm is everything. It's all the sensation. It's like, look at Genevieve's body right now. Do you see how it's like moving? Her energy is orgasmic, and climax is separate. Like you can have climax, but that is not necessary. You can ride the waves of your own orgasmic energy for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
All day long, all the time.
All day long. Yeah, exactly. Right now.
Yes, right now. And that orgasmic energy creates this radiance in, like I see you glow, right?
Yeah.
All the time, because you have that flowing through your body all the time. That radiance is like a light that everyone around us, like, just will come up and say, here, have some money. Here, come and do this thing with me. Here, here's some more stuff. To the point that
it's magnetic.
It's so magnetic, right? And I just always think about what would happen to the world if every woman tapped into this.
Yeah.
Right? And how much light there would be. And how much the men would then stand up to meet this light. Like, holy shit.
Totally. Completely. And for men too, like edging for men too.
Yes.
It is.
We want to feel your cock all day long, men. Keep edging so we can feel it. Just have it in the room so we know it's there.
Yep. And I think for men too, that builds their heart energy so powerfully, because that direct connection, you can feel a man who's sexually embodied, like, has a lot of love to give if he's conscious